Is it greedy to have more in your retirement than maybe you may not need, right? Like, but this is the same logic of like,
listen. If you if you got three bathrooms, you have three more than most people in the world. Why are you not greedy? If you have two cars, you have two cars more than most people in the world. If you make $38,000 a year, you're in the top 1% of income earners in the world. How are you not greedy? Because amounts don't create greed. Greed is a spirit. It is not an amount.
That's good. I think that's it, though. Greed is not an amount, it's a spirit.
That's it. And so, and hoarding is not an amount. The difference in saving and hoarding is intent. Mm-hmm. It's not the thing.
What if I told you that greed isn't about money, but about fear? What if I told you that no matter how much you have, it will never be enough until you see through the illusion? Greed is not just about wealth. It's about clinging to control, clinging to love, to validation, believing that more will finally make you feel whole. But the truth, greed is an endless hunger that can never be satisfied until you break free. In this episode of the 7 Deadly Shadows series, we're diving deep into the shadow of greed, the hidden force that keeps you trapped in scarcity, fear, and endless craving. You'll learn the deeper truth behind greed, how it manipulates your reality, and most importantly, how to break free and step into true abundance. Before we begin, take a second to like this video. It helps spread this knowledge to more people who need it and manipulates the algorithm to bring you more content like this. And if you're ready to explore the hidden reality shaping your life, subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you don't miss the rest of this series.
I have seen poor people that were greedy, middle-class people that were greedy, and I have seen rich people that are greedy. So it does not matter how much you make. It's not a condition of your bank account. It's a condition of your heart. And greed can sneak into every person's heart if they're not careful. Have you ever looked at somebody who was rich, I mean really rich, and thought to yourself, if I was that rich, I would be better at being rich than they are? Some people are like, well, if I made that much money, I'd be generous. But here's what's crazy is that statistics actually show that the more you make, the less money you give away. Again, it's not a condition of my bank account, it's a condition of my heart. The truth is if you made that much money, you'd be just as stingy as you are now.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the 7 Deadly Shadows series, where we uncover hidden aspects of the ego that keep us trapped in illusion. This is episode 3. The shadow of greed. If you've missed the first 2 episodes, go ahead and check them out after this one to get the full picture of your own shadow self. Greed is a shadow that hides in plain sight. We think of it as an obsession with wealth, power, or possessions, but on a deeper level, greed is much more insidious. It is this endless grasping for fulfillment in the external world while neglecting the inner world.
A human's greed is endless. When you have something that's new in your life, that will only last for a temporary time. Once your basic needs are met, be mindful of the greed that's going to take over your mind. You're going to want a new house. You're going to want to have a new relationship. You're going to want to have new clothes. You're going to want to have a new of everything, including more money. What you have to understand is that greed is never ending. It will intoxicate your life as well as your mind to think that you do not have enough of anything, when in fact, you have everything that you need to be happy. The more things you add into your life does not necessarily mean that you will live a fulfilled life. In the long run, you're going to soon realize that it's actually cluttering up your life, and therefore you have to start decluttering so that you can actually live a fulfilled life. Oftentimes, less means more, and more just means more headaches.
At its core, greed is a distortion of divine abundance. The universe operates in cycles: give and receive, inhale and exhale, expansion and contraction. But greed disrupts this balance. It hoards, it clings, it refuses to release. But why? Because greed isn't about having more. It's about fearing less. It is the fear that you are not good enough, that there is never enough, that without more, you will be nothing. This is why greed is not limited to money. Some hoard attention, needing constant validation. Others hoard love, fearing loneliness. Some hoard knowledge, obsessing over intellectual dominance rather than true wisdom. All of these stem from the same root illusion that fulfillment comes from outside of you.
Greed is a shadow that darkens the soul, obscuring the light of true purpose. It whispers that enough is never enough, chaining us to an endless cycle of want. But in the depths of our hearts, we know that true fulfillment is not found in possessions, but in the richness of our relationships and the purity of our intentions. Release the grip of greed and discover the profound peace that comes from living with gratitude and generosity. The greatest wealth lies in a heart that is content and a spirit that is free.
Ancient wisdom teaches us that whatever you cling to owns you. In esoteric traditions, the energy of greed is linked to the lower chakras, specifically the root and the sacral chakras. When these centers become unbalanced, it distorts our survival instincts into scarcity thinking. Scarcity is an illusion created by the ego, which survives by making you believe you are incomplete. And so you grasp, you take, you consume, but the hunger never ends because greed is a bottomless pit that cannot be filled with what it craves.
You could be selling your cans for more. Your competitors certainly are selling their beverages for more. Why not increase the price and therefore increase the profit?
We're successful. We're debt-free. We own everything. Why? Why have people who are having a hard time paying their rent have to pay more for our drink? Maybe it's my little way to give back.
To break free from greed, we must shift from taking to trusting. I'm going to offer you 4 ways on exactly how to break free from the shadow of greed. Number 1, shift from ownership to stewardship. Nothing in this world truly belongs to us. We are temporary stewards of everything, our money, our relationships, even our physical bodies. What you hoard stagnates. What you share flows. Number 2, gratitude transmutes greed. Greed says, I need more. Gratitude says, I have enough. The paradox? The more grateful you are, the more abundance naturally comes to you. Number 2, give what you fear losing. The greatest spiritual test is to release what you cling to most. Afraid of losing love? Love more freely. Afraid of losing money? Practice generosity. The universe mirrors your energy. When you trust in its flow, it provides. And number 4, recognize your true wealth. What you seek externally already exists within you. The soul is infinite. It lacks nothing. The more you embody this truth, the less you need to grasp for things outside of yourself.
Man, the Lord placed something on my spirit today. And I'm going to just say it, a lot of y'all are not going to like this one. And what he placed on my spirit is that you cannot be a greedy person in this walk with Christ. Ephesians chapter 5, verse 5 says, for of this you can be sure, no immoral, impure, or greedy person, such a person is an idolater, has any inheritance in the kingdom of Christ and God. And man, it's pretty simple when you think about it. If you don't use your blessings that God gave you to bless others, if you are not a generous person, if you hold on to materialistic things way too much and you idolize those things, you have no inheritance in the kingdom of Christ and of God. You see, nothing that you have is truly yours anyway. Everything that you own is a gift from God. And all the things of this world are perishable anyways, which means that when you leave this life, you don't get to take it with you. You don't get to take the shoes, the cars, the money, the clothes. You don't get to take that stuff with you. You get to bring your spirit. Generosity plays a huge part in your walk with Christ. If the Lord sees that you are not a generous and giving person, what makes you think that you deserve anything back? Proverbs 11:25 says, a generous person will prosper. Those who refresh others will themselves be refreshed. Now, I'm not saying to go and give your car to the next random person you see. But what I am saying is, God wanted us to place others above ourselves. God wanted us to love our neighbors as oneself. You got to really ask yourself, what type of inheritance will I attain from the kingdom of God if I don't even want to bless others? If I'm selfish and greedy with the blessings that God has given me? You see, God is so intentional. If he sees that you are using the blessings that you have to fill others' cups that may not have enough of it, it could even be love, it could even be knowledge, it could even be encouragement. If you have things and gifts from God and you spread it to others, imagine how much overflow God will bring you as a result of that.
The richest person isn't the one who has the most, but the one who needs nothing. Greed dissolves the moment you realize you were never lacking to begin with. True wealth is inner peace. True power is contentment. Greed is not defeated by deprivation, but by deep, unshakable trust in the divine flow of life. The shadow of greed dissolves the moment you realize you are already whole. If this video resonated with you, drop a comment below and let me know. What is something you've been clinging to? And how are you learning to let go? Let's talk about it. And don't forget, episode 4 is coming soon, where we'll dive into the next shadow lurking beneath the surface. Subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.